Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to tonight's top stories, let's head outside, take a look outside our weather window. And today we're heading up north to our Billy Goat camera, looking down at the towns of Pateros in the bottom left-hand side of your screen. Up towards the center, that's Brewster. And of course, the Columbia River and the Methow River where that comes in. A few high clouds up that way, but boy, still hot out there. And speaking of hot, we're just getting started, folks. Tomorrow, as we get into our Wednesday, we're looking at high temperatures, at least here in the Wenatchee area, around 100, maybe 102 to 105 on Thursday, and right back around 100 on Friday. The good news, we might not get as hot as we originally thought yesterday coming up this weekend, and we'll talk more about that a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. A burglary investigation recovered a wealth of items stolen from a storage unit and put up for sale on the internet. A domestic violence suspect in Moses Lake was arrested Saturday after trying to hide in a bathtub. And Wenatchee firefighters responded to a report of an RV on fire last night along Spokane Street near South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee. But first, our top story tonight. Much of downtown East Wenatchee, including the Wenatchee Valley Mall, was evacuated this morning after a natural gas line was ruptured. Fire officials said a contractor working at Standerfer Street and Valley Mall Parkway punctured the large gas line about 8 a.m. The streets were shut down and numerous businesses evacuated until just before noon, when the gas line was repaired and air monitoring showed it was safe to return. Businesses west of the mall were told to shelter in place during that incident. Douglas County Fire District 2, Chelan County Fire District 1, and law enforcement all responded. Also responding was the Aircraft Rescue and Firefighting, or ARFF, truck from Pangbourne Memorial Airport. Fire District spokeswoman Kay McKellar said firefighters could hear the gas leak from several hundred yards away. Well, a burglary investigation recovered a wealth of items stolen from a storage unit and put up for sale on the internet, including the ashes of the owner's relative. 37-year-old Daniel Craig Wright of East Wenatchee is now jailed on suspicion of possessing and trafficking stolen property, as well as possession of fentanyl with intent to deliver. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office and the Columbia River Drug Task Force say Wright attempted to sell stolen items on Facebook Marketplace that were taken during the August 6th burglary. It happened on McKittrick Street. It included a kayak, scooters, golf clubs, camping gear, and jewelry. A container with the ashes of the victim's mother was also taken. Detectives arrested Wright at his residence last Thursday and said they recovered a majority of the stolen items there, including the ashes. Wright remains jailed on $5,000 bond. A domestic violence suspect in Moses Lake was arrested Saturday after trying to hide in a bathtub. Moses Lake police responded to the reported domestic violence assault at a home on Paxson Drive. Police decided to call in Canine Chewbacca of the Sheriff's Office for assistance. The unidentified suspect reportedly fled to the bathtub where he was captured by Chewbacca. The suspect was treated for injuries suffered in that encounter and then was jailed on suspicion of second-degree assault, domestic violence. Wenatchee firefighters responded to a report of an RV on fire last night along Spokane Street near South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee. When they arrived, they found the RV fully engulfed. Kay McKellar with Chelan County Fire District 1 said a man who was apparently the owner of the RV suffered a burn to a hand but refused treatment. The fire was first reported at 8:25 p.m. and scorched the base of a tree in front of a nearby residence, but firefighters were able to keep the fire from spreading into the tree and the home. The homeowner said she was away Monday night and returned to find the scorched RV in front of her home. She said she didn't know the owner of the vehicle. McKellar said firefighters had cleared the scene by about 9:22 p.m. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Well, when we come back, the Wenatchee Police Department is offering free civilian classes on how to respond to an active threat. The White River Fire northwest of Lake Wenatchee continues to burn, but authorities say activity yesterday was moderate. As kids return to school, the Chelan Douglas Health District is scheduled to offer drive-through COVID vaccinations only 2 more times. And after a pair of Moses Lake kids had their electric bike stolen during a burglary at their home, a Grant County Sheriff's deputy was so moved he raised the money to have them replaced. We'll tell you about that. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
The best pizza in the known universe is right here in downtown Chelan, so come on up. For the best locally crafted beer and barbecue in Chelan, come on up.
For the best down-home scratch country cooking in north central Washington, you'll find it in Manson. Come on up.
Come on up. Come on up.
Come on up.
The NCWLIFE channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCWLIFE channel today.
Connect with us on Networked as we introduce you to the people and organizations who are leading innovation in the region. Get inspired, engaged, and networked right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Welcome back. In another news, the Wenatchee Police Department is offering free civilian classes on how to respond to an active threat. Officer Eric Magnuson will come to any location in the Wenatchee Valley to discuss how to be best prepared for an active threat situation, as well as what to expect from a law enforcement response. The class is about an hour long. To schedule a training session, Magnuson can be contacted via email at emagnuson@wenatcheewa.gov. Well, the White River Fire northwest of Lake Wenatchee continues to burn, but authorities say activity yesterday was moderate. When visibility allows, planes are using water from Lake Wenatchee to scoop and dump on both the White River Fire and the smaller Irving Peak Fire 2 miles to the west. Evacuation orders remain unchanged from the weekend. The White River Fire is about 516 acres, while the Irving Peak Fire is 160 acres in size. As kids return to school, the Chelan Douglas Health District is scheduled to offer drive-through COVID vaccinations only 2 more times, on August 31st and then again on September 28th. The 2 county health agencies scaled back its COVID-19 vaccine services in July as demand fell and may end the practice when September comes to a close. Doses are available for adults and kids ages 5 and up, but parents of younger children are encouraged to seek pediatric shots through their health provider. The drive-through site at Town Toyota Center still offers COVID-19 testing from 10:30 to 4:30 each weekday. Well, after a pair of Moses Lake kids had their electric bike stolen during a burglary at their home, a Grant County Sheriff's deputy was so moved he raised the money to have them replaced. The Sheriff's Office said when Deputy Zane Bundy responded to the burglary in the Larson community, the family told him the kids have respect for law enforcement and the loss of the bikes would be a hardship on the family. Bundy had his, quote, heartstrings pulled, unquote, and passed the hat to all Sheriff's Office employees, raising enough money to buy 2 new bikes. On Sunday, Bundy and Deputy Luis Jimenez delivered the bikes to those kids. What a great story. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Please stay with us.
As the sun sets on another hot summer, let the experts at Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa winterize and close your pool. Closing your swimming pool is the most important service to get right. Letting the professionals from Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa close your pool will ensure that you won't cost yourself thousands of dollars in damage next year. Want to save a little money? Consider dropping the water level yourself and save. Don't wait. Blue Lagoon's pool closing schedule is filling up quickly. Call today.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCW Life channel. Welcome back to the NCW Life Evening News. In tonight's features story, a Chelan Douglas Board of Health member made a motion to prohibit public health employees from administering or providing information about COVID-19 vaccines for people under 18. The effort failed yesterday on a 9-1 vote. Bill Sullivan, a Wenatchee hydrogeologist appointed to the board in March, has repeatedly questioned the safety and effectiveness of COVID vaccines, particularly vaccines for children. The vaccines are now federally authorized for kids as young as 6 months. Sullivan was the only yes vote to his own motion, which followed an hour of debate among board members.
I move that Chelan Douglas Health District be prohibited from administering or promoting the suite of COVID-19 vaccines currently available to the under 18 population. The issue of safety and efficacy of the COVID vaccines, is something that it's a discussion that we need to have here because we are charged to a great extent with the safety and the health of this community. Children are a gift from God. They are our community's greatest asset. Their health and safety should be our supreme priority, and really they need to be treated with the highest standard of care. Yet what we've witnessed throughout this entire pandemic is that state and local health officials and medical industry at large has really all but blindly relied on the science, the policy, and the guidance from that's established by a handful of federal bureaucracies.
So as the data and reports show, COVID-19 vaccination greatly reduces the chance of hospitalization from severe disease, and COVID-19 vaccination protects children from the dangerous and potentially lethal multisystem inflammatory syndrome, of which there have been several cases reported here in Chelan Douglas Health District. For these reasons, we as a Board of Health should absolutely recommend and support COVID-19 vaccination for children to protect them from severe disease, hospitalization, or death.
By shifting outside of recommendations by Department of Health and CDC, it opens up the Chelan Douglas Health District to incredible amounts of liability from going outside of that quote unquote umbrella. We do have a duty to monitor and control communicable disease. And if we decide to take away as an option or not provide as an option a specific intervention that is guided or handed down by Department of Health or CDC, it opens us up to litigation for people who don't necessarily get access. And this is an equity issue. This is an issue where populations that are vulnerable or may have different issues may not have access. And so it opens up to that level of liability.
Let's take a look now at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope your Tuesday was a good one. Plenty warm out there, about 7 to 8 degrees above where we should be for this time of year. But a beautiful shot for us today. And boy, not much cloud cover to really help us out with that shade that we all really need on a day like this, because it got warm out there. As we mentioned, 95 unofficially at Pangbourne Airport today. 87 is our normal high for this time of year. 103 our record high, and that was set back in 1967. We had a nice mild start to our day this morning too at 66. 61 is our normal. And how about this chilly overnight low? 49 degrees set in 1995. Sunrise now just ahead of 6 p.m. and sunset, or 6 a.m. rather, and sunset now is at 8:10. Let's take a look at your Wednesday temperatures. Yeah, they're going up. It looks like right now anyway, we're only going to have about 3 days above 100. And that all starts tomorrow for us. Columbia Basin, 102 for Moses Lake and Ephrata, 101 for Quincy tomorrow afternoon, right at the century mark in Wenatchee tomorrow. And then higher elevations, just slightly cooler. Even Lake Wenatchee tomorrow, a pretty hot 93 degrees. Taking a look at tonight now, we do expect some haze and smoke to kind of drift our way. You'll probably smell that. We'll see it overnight. Low temperatures around 70 degrees. Not much for cloudiness. Just that wisp of smoke that will move through the central part of the state. A little bit of that haze in the morning too to start our day tomorrow, and then sunshine in the afternoon and hot with highs tomorrow, as we just mentioned, right around 100 degrees for Thursday. A few more clouds, but it's not really going to matter. We could see record highs on Thursday all across central, eastern, and southeastern Washington. That even goes to the LC Valley down in Lewiston, Idaho. Scorching hot. For Friday, it's going to be a hot one again, mostly sunny with high temperatures again near about 100 degrees before our temperatures slowly start to moderate as we get into the upcoming weekend. Still hot for Saturday. We'll see highs in the upper 90s as our high pressure ridge begins to recede a little bit and an area of low pressure gets a little bit stronger, especially by Sunday. Slightly cooler temperatures in the mid 90s, maybe some breezy conditions on Sunday in the afternoon. And then by the end of our forecast, as we get you into another work week, mostly sunny and cooler. Our airflow shifts more to a northwesterly flow, and that means cooler temperatures, as I mentioned, with highs by Monday in the lower 90s. Checking that 7-day forecast now. 68 overnight tonight, 100 for Wednesday. Here's our possible record day, 103 with partly cloudy skies on Thursday, 100 degrees Friday before that slow cool down, as I mentioned. Sunshine at 98 on Saturday, 95 with mostly sunny skies on Sunday. And by the time we start our next work week on Monday, mostly sunny, slightly cooler with high temperatures of 93. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCWLIFE. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
It's a little scary at first, right? You're just throwing money out there hoping it comes back. And to see those results come back through and see people walk through the door and say, hey, saw your TV advertisement. Those are the kinds of things that you see the return on. And when you look at the cost spent, you know you're making a return on it. NCWLIFE really does a great job of exposing our brand and Succession Wines to North Central Washington. There's a huge market here and market potential that NCWLIFE is able to help us capture, spread who we are, and tell the world about what Succession does, and they are a great avenue for that.
Looking for the latest news on flying cars, robots, or space travel? The vehicle exploded on the landing pad. Tune in to your weekly tech update with Ray McNeil. New episodes Mondays at 8:30 p.m. on the NCWLIFE channel.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Tuesday. The Mariners won a wacky one in Anaheim last night, scoring 4 runs in the top of the 9th inning to win 6-2. Jesse Winker got Seattle's offense started with a solo home run in the top of the first, but then it seemed like one of those games that would not go the Mariners' way. The game was tied at 2 heading into the 9th. That's when the weirdness took over.
Pick 60, some team might do that. This is driven deep to right center field off the bat of Jesse Winker, and the Mariners have a 1-0 lead.
Already. He's great for the game. Here's Rengifo, first pitch hammered and hit very well. Back at the wall is in play. Rengifo all the way to third with a triple.
They're going to look at that just to make sure that they go over the yellow line.
He's calling.
He's calling as a center fielder. That's his ball. It doesn't look like it went over the wall, though. No. Although it was up there for a while. And here's a better angle. Maybe
they kept it in play.
It would have been a home run, for sure.
We have a crew chief challenge.
Potential flag. That's gone. That's gone.
1-1 game. Line drive center field. Here comes Winker. Touches up. He's going to score. And J.P. Crawford continues his recent hot hitting as he salutes the Mariner fans here in the Big A behind first base, and the Mariners have a 2-1 lead.
And he does just that. He goes the other way. That one gets through. Taylor Ward's being set. Jared Walsh comes through, ties up the game, and it gets by the pitcher, not the France, excuse me, and you're gonna have Walsh go all the way to second. Now he's in scoring position.
And that doesn't. He's ahead in the count, 2-0. Pitch to Julio. Line drive was knocked down. Play at the plate. Now they got Haggerty hung up. Timo coming to third. Runner scores. Runner to third. Safe. Wow. How about that? How about that? Ground ball. They're going to come home. And they dropped the ball. Dylan Moore scores. Here comes Julio. Manny will hold him there. Going to second is Ty France.
What an inning.
0-1 to Jesse. It's that to Rojas. He stumbles. Another run scores. Wow. RBI for Jesse Winker on a 5-3. I mean, they're on ice skates out there. Pete Crawford, first pitch. Line drive. That's going to work. Coming around to score is Ty France. Another run on the board for the Mariners. 6-3 Seattle. 1-2 Seawalk. To Adele. He
swung at it.
And they're saying there was a
strikeout.
I didn't see the last hold up his head. He did swing. So they're going to high five. And the Mariners are going to do their dance. They're going to do the infield dance. There we go.
Wow.
What a way to end a ball game.
Yeah, that was a strange one last night. Luis Castillo got the start. He struck out 9 in 7 innings, received a no decision. Manager Scott Servais says the bullpen did a great job holding LA's offense in check until the crazy 9th inning.
We had really good at-bats tonight against Ohtani. I mean, he's got awesome stuff. We've seen him a few times, but he keeps evolving and changing up his style of pitching as well. And I thought our guys did a really nice job to get his pitch count up. Then it turned into a game of bullpens. And I thought our guys threw the ball outstanding again, coming out of the pen. We put a ton of pressure on them, specifically Swaggy. Sam Haggerty was awesome in that inning. We needed to catch a few breaks there at the end, but you got to take advantage of them. And the whole thing was set up. Julio just smoked that ball to second baseman, and here we go. But we got fortunate. We put pressure on them. We forced them to make plays, and they weren't able to make them, and allowed us to get the W. So it's a good way to start the series.
Yeah, it certainly was. Seattle will send Robbie Ray to the mound tonight for Game 2, 6:38 p.m. on Root Sports Northwest. Other American League West action last night. Bubba Thompson's RBI single in the bottom of the sixth was the difference for Texas as the Rangers beat Oakland 2-1. Rafael Montero blew a save opportunity with 2 outs in the 8th inning as Chicago played 4 runs in the inning to beat Houston 4-2. Now, Seattle leapfrogged into the number 1 wildcard spot after the Blue Jays fell to Baltimore 7-3. Tampa Bay topped the Yankees 4-0. So the Rays and Jays are tied for the 2nd and 3rd playoff spots. The Orioles remain a game and a half back, beat Minnesota, and make that Minnesota beat Kansas City 4-2 to keep pace with the White Sox, as both teams are 2 games back. Well, the dynasty of the West Coast League stands atop the pile one more time. Corvallis topped Bellingham 5-0 last night in the title game. Logan Johnstone's RBI single at the top of the first turned out to be enough for the Knights pitching staff, who combined on a 3-hit shutout. Johnstone finished 2 for 4 in the game with 2 runs, or make that a run and 2 RBI. Jonah Advincula was also with a couple of hits and 2 runs for Corvallis, who won its 6th straight West Coast League championship and 9th overall. Back in late July, when Corvallis visited the Apple Sox, Knights associate head coach and former Wenatchee skipper Ed Nags joined me to speak on how the organization continues to field championship contenders year after year.
There's no question it's kind of the Yankees of the league. Yeah. And it's a very first-class organization from top to bottom. They hire a lot of college kids that work for the Knights throughout the summer, everything at the stadium. And as much as we're working to develop these guys to get better and move on from where they're at, the organization does a ton of things with all of the interns and everyone that works throughout the summer to help them, because they're going into sport management and all that kind of thing.
And how huge is that to have that bevy of talent right there? I mean, going to school and to be in a college town like that.
Yeah, it is. It's a great town, and we're lucky to have an amazing facility, which they were the Aloha Knights in Aloha, Oregon, and they worked Penny Knight, and Dan Siegel, our owner, worked with Coach Casey at Oregon State to kind of make it happen. And boy, it's been a great relationship. That's a neat town, and like you said, great college town, and we're well supported. And just the organization just does a first-class job, everything they do, and it's been a pleasure.
Congratulations to the Knights on yet another championship. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Tomorrow, Winning Wednesday. We do it every Wednesday here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We give something away. And tomorrow, on Winning Wednesday, I'll come up with a prize. It'll be nice. You'll want to win it. Trust me on that. Your hot weather forecast, Mariner highlights as they continue to take on the Angels, and everything else you need to fill your brain full of information to get your Wednesday going. I will be providing what you need tomorrow morning, live and local at 7 a.m. on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Grant, back to you.
We'll be watching, Dan. Thank you very much. And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for being with us tonight, and have a great night.
Hi, I'm Kerry Kandata, host of the 12th District TV show right here on the NCW Life channel. We're available 5 times a week on air and also at ncwlife.com streaming. You can even find our archives for older shows. We cover business and politics like nobody else. From an insider's perspective, someone that's been self-employed for 30 years and in the legislature for 16 years. You'll get it all right here every week on the 12th District. Won't you join us?
Watch Vibrant Living, brought to you by the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Find out about programs and activities for ages 50 and over, and meet amazing seniors who contribute to our community. New episodes Sundays at 1:30 p.m., replayed throughout the week on the NCW Life channel.
Be sure to tune in each weeknight for sports during the NCW Life Evening News. If it's the Mariners, the Seahawks, or any of our local teams, I'll be sure to cover the latest right here on the NCW Life channel.